Okay, so last night during the live stream, I don't know what happened, but the audio is all kinds of messed up. And if you suffered through that entire thing, I am so sorry. I had no idea that it was messed up until it was already uploaded. So my apologies to you. Now, one of the things that's kind of funny about this whole scenario is I want to provide the absolute most value with the time that we share together. So if you're watching for a minute, I want to bring the most value I can for that minute. And if I'm going to go all out in 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I want it to be full of value because I don't want to waste your time. So it's kind of funny that I literally put that video out not even knowing and realizing that it was a total waste of your time. I'm sorry. So we're going to do this again. I thought that the video went really well last night. So we're going to try to duplicate greatness, okay? Last night was great. Tonight is going to be greater squared, okay? I'm just going to roll with it and try to remember how I did it last night. But really, I'm just speaking from the heart, speaking from experience, and just sharing my thought processes on staying motivated, how to get motivated when there's a lack of motivation. So let's do it. So I'm a motivational speaker. And would you believe that sometimes I lack motivation? Is that like an oxymoron? You know, like a motivational speaker that doesn't feel very motivated? But the fact of the matter is I'm human, just like you. And yesterday I was doing a mastermind session with a close group of friends, and we were all like movers and shakers in our particular industries and fields. Different backgrounds, different experiences, but we are all running towards our goals. And it was kind of revealing yesterday because I've been struggling, a couple weeks ago with motivation, and to hear that the two guys that kind of lift me up and we hold each other accountable, they too struggle with motivation. So while I was feeling a little weird and a little left out and thinking, wow, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm not very motivated right now, that's weird, it was comforting to know that we all struggle sometimes with motivation. So I thought it was really appropriate to make this video because what I dealt with a couple weeks ago, what my friends deal with, and what you may be dealing with right now in your life. So first thing you need to realize is you're not alone. You're not like some special human being that everything is perfect in your life and nothing goes wrong. No, none of us are like that. I mean, just because you're watching my video right now doesn't mean that my life is perfect. I'm a human being just like you. Stuff happens to me just like you. And sometimes there's a lack of motivation. So I'm going to periodically go over my notes here. And so I may look down, whatever. So one of the things that we discovered on the mastermind session yesterday was the moments where we are extremely motivated is when we are training for a specific competition. Okay, so we have a goal in mind. We know exactly what it is that we want, and we're working towards it on a daily basis. We're so focused in. I mean, just laser focused, and everything just kind of streamlines in our life. I mean, in a way, life is automatic. I know when I'm training for a big event, my life almost becomes automatic. In a sense that I just wake up and everything, all the systems are in place, and the motivation is high because I have that goal in mind and I'm working towards something. I remember a couple years ago, I just started working with my coach and I had a new training program. It took me a couple weeks to really hammer it out and get consistent with it. But once I did, for 16 weeks straight, I never missed a workout. It was unbelievable. I mean, my life was so amazing because I was having those wins in that area of my life. It transferred and overflowed into other areas of my life. I was so motivated, so focused because I was working towards something and I had a goal in mind. So what do I do during the off season? Life is still good, but sometimes when it's cold outside, that little voice inside of my head says, Ryan, do you really want to run today? You know, it's only 10 degrees. And it's at this moment where I have a choice to make. I can muster up all the willpower deep within inside of my soul and my being and use that to get the workout done. Or I can choose not to work out. Now, both of these choices are powerful. Because what I found is if you muster up all the willpower, all the energy you can possibly get to get this task done, that will provide motivation. That will get the ball rolling. That will give you the momentum you need to get another win. We've talked about success breeds success. We've also talked about Emerson's quote, do the thing and you will have the power. You can't just hope for the power so you can do the thing. You have to do the thing so you can have the power. Success breeds success. So if you can muster up all that strength, that energy inside of you, that focus, that drive, that willpower to just get it done, that will get the ball moving and rolling in the right direction, which will give you more motivation to get the task completed, other tasks completed. If you don't do it, you're going to be fighting the downside of the slight edge, the slippery slope. Because whatever beast you feed will grow. You feed that beast and you don't do the task that you need to be doing, it's easier not to do it again and again and again and again. But when you feed the good side, it's easier to do that task again and again. You think 10 weeks into my training program a couple years ago, not missing any workouts, do you think it was going to be easy or hard for me to miss a workout? It's going to be hard. I mean, something bad is going to have to happen in my life because I have been consistent for 10 weeks. Success breeds success. I've been winning in all areas of my life. You better believe it would take something huge to knock me off my game after you've been that consistent. Okay, so the first thing we talked about was having a big goal. The second thing we just talked about is finding the strength and the energy and the focus and the willpower and just pouring it out to try to get it started. Whatever task that you don't have the motivation for, use all of that inside of you to get the ball rolling. So the next thing, if you decide that you don't want to do the task and you buy into the idea that, oh, you know what, whatever, I don't want to do it, I'm not motivated, and you get depressed, what happens? See, because now we're going down that slippery slope. Now, the next day, it's going to require a lot more motivation to get that ball rolling. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I do something or don't do something, sometimes I get down. I get depressed. And I feel bad because I didn't do the thing that I wanted to do. And I knew I should have done it, but I didn't. And I feel horrible about it. And it's like a vicious cycle. And the more you're depressed, the less willpower and motivation you have. So like it literally works the exact opposite of doing the thing. It literally drains your energy. It takes the focus out of your life. I mean, it's horrible. It's a horrible experience, and it definitely helps you slip down the slippery slope. So here's the thing you got to realize. Justin Timberlake so eloquently said this. He said, "Yesterday is history. Tomorrow, a mystery." Meaning that you can choose to change, okay? You didn't do the thing yesterday, you didn't do the thing today, or you didn't do the thing yesterday, and today, you know what, right now, right here, right now, I'm making the choice, I'm going to get it done. I mean, that's a beautiful thing about being a human being. We have that ability and option to, just like that, choose to change, and tomorrow can be better than yesterday. It does not matter how many days, how many weeks, how many months, how many years you've lived the life that you didn't want to live. You can choose to change right now. Right this second. You can literally do a 180 in your life. Turn 180 degrees. You're headed this way, now you're headed this way. With a choice. A choice. Last night I couldn't remember the guy who said this. I still can't remember. I think his first name is John. But he was saying the power of decision. Decide. Decide. He said, think about suicide, homicide, pesticide. It's death. Something dies in those situations. Decide is the death of all other options. That's pretty good stuff. Decide that you're going to change. Decide and make a choice that you're going to get it done, whatever the task is that you've been putting off, whatever the thing is that you've been putting off that you didn't want to do, but you want to do, the turmoil that you're putting yourself through and all the stress. Decide that today is a brand new day and change starts right now, and you're going to make it happen. So, what's next? Find ways to eliminate stress in your life. Okay? So stress, I feel, can sometimes suck the willpower out of us. When we're stressed out, we don't want to do things. So if you can find some ways to eliminate stress in your life, that could provide more willpower. Now, one of the things we talked about in the past was when you wake up in the morning, you have more willpower. So try to do the task in the morning. You wake up, a good night's sleep, you wake up, you have the most willpower you can have the entire day. Let's get work done. So see if you can schedule this task or whatever it is in the morning when you have the most willpower. Last tip right here is if I've shared all these things and it still does not help, you still are not motivated after all the stuff we talked about, after focusing on a big goal, after eliminating stress, after doing the thing and getting the power, what else did I talk about? Whatever. If all that stuff doesn't work, you really need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is it worth it? And is this something that you really, really want to do? I mean, that's big right there. Is it something that you want to do? As human beings, we only do the things that we want to do. And if this is something you don't even want, really, I mean, sincerely, deep down inside of your soul and your gut, if it's not something that you truly want to do, don't do it. It's not worth the stress. Obviously, it is not worth the stress and putting yourself through this chaos and this nonsense. Now, on that note, I forgot one of the things, the very first thing on my notes here. When you have a big enough why, that will get you out of bed every morning. That will get you through the cold, through the rain, through the heat, through whatever obstacles that you face in your life, your why. But so often, we either forget what our why is or we don't keep it in front of us. We need to remind ourselves why we're suffering in a good way, okay? I got on the bike when I got home this afternoon. It was like 20 degrees in the garage. It's cold. I had to turn on a little floor heater. I'm wearing like all these clothes, but I have a why. And that's what got me out in the garage. The why is what got me up this morning. I have to remember my why. So, those are just, like I said, a handful of tips to help you with motivation and a lack of motivation. So, a couple months ago, I said I was going to put a video out every single day for the next 90 days. I won't say yesterday's video counted as that because yesterday's video sucked. I'm sorry. But what I thought I'd do today is, like I said, do the lack of motivation take 2. Here we are doing that. But that means that I feel like I need another video for today since I redid yesterday's video. So we're gonna do 2 videos in one. Here is your motivating minute. Ready? Okay. So over the weekend, my wife and I went out to dinner, and as we were driving home, we saw Blockbuster. It was closing down, so we bought some cheap DVDs. And so we're watching Terminator 2. Now, I watched this movie when I was like a kid. I mean, like, it's so old. But in the movie, they talk about no fate by what we wait, or no fate other than what we make, essentially is what they say. And what does that mean? It means that, like, your life, your future has not been written. Okay? Did I say written? Written. Your fate has not been written. Okay? Your future has not been written. You are writing it as we go along. Whatever it is you want to do in your life, you make the choice to get it done. No fate other than what we make. We make it. Our own fate is in our hands by the choices that we make. Whatever life you want to have is up to you. So there's your short motivating minute, and there is the take 2 on the lack of motivation. I hope this video was helpful. Again, I am so sorry for yesterday's video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment below. Questions, comments, concerns, you can ask those below. But if you, like I said, if you enjoyed it, let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this video by leaving me a comment below. I hope that this video made up for yesterday's performance. My name is Ryan Celestine. I will see you next time. Bye for now.